The global debate is officially heating up as we dive into why Americans are catching heat for the word soccer. It turns out the term actually originated in England as university slang long before it crossed the pond. We are breaking down the historical irony of how the sport was branded and why the name eventually fell out of favor in the very country that created it.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, we turn our attention to the intense pressure mounting for the England men's football team ahead of the World Cup. Former England boss Fabio Capello is sounding the alarm with a direct challenge to head coach Thomas Tuchel. Capello claims the squad is plagued by a history of playing with fear and is urging Tuchel to address this mental barrier if they ever hope to lift the trophy. The spotlight remains on England as they navigate a challenging path toward their World Cup ambitions. We are examining the latest updates on the roster, from concerns over team fatigue to the scrutiny surrounding top players like Harry Kane and Phil Foden. With recent struggles against top-tier opponents, the pressure is on for the team to prove they can perform when the world is watching. Finally, we look back to the roots of the game with the England Football Initiative origins. It is a powerful reminder that every professional dream begins on local parks, playgrounds, and streets across the country. If you want to keep up with all the latest headlines and deep dives, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell for all our future updates. Ever find yourself in a heated debate over whether to call the world's most popular sport football or soccer? If you're an American, you've probably been mocked for using the S word by fans across the pond. But here is the ultimate plot twist. England actually invented the term soccer, and it is the height of irony that they now treat it like a foreign import. Let's rewind to the late 1800s. Back then, football wasn't one single game. You had rugby football and association football, and calling it just football created mass confusion. To clear things up, the formal name became association football. But honestly, that's a mouthful. So, students at elite schools like Oxford, famous for their love of adding "er" to the end of everything, shortened association to a soccer, which eventually became soccer. It was catchy, it was slangy, and for decades, it was used interchangeably with football right there in England. So why did the US adopt it? Simple logic. America was already falling in love with its own version of football, so when association football arrived on our shores, we needed a way to distinguish the two. Soccer was practical, effective, and it stuck. It wasn't just us. Either Canada and Australia did the exact same thing for the exact same reason. But as the 20th century rolled on, the cultural tide shifted. In England, soccer started feeling a bit too American, and football became a massive badge of national identity. England basically ghosted the word they birthed. They walked away from it, yet they still look at Americans like we are the ones who got it wrong. It's a perfect example of how language isn't just about accuracy, it's about culture and ownership. Whether you call it football, footyball, calcio, or soccer, the game on the pitch is identical. We're all just watching the beautiful game, just using different labels to get there. If you enjoyed this dive into the history of the sport, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the weird stories behind the things we think we know. So, tell me, are you team football or team soccer? Drop a comment below and let's keep the debate going. Can England finally shake off the ghosts of tournaments past? Former England manager Fabio Capello seems to think the three lions are stuck in a cycle of nerves, and he has a direct message for the new man in charge, Thomas Tuchel. Capello, who famously led the national side from 2007 to 2012, recently pointed out a recurring pattern that has plagued the English squad for decades. They simply play with too much fear. It is a harsh critique, but one rooted in the history of a team that often looks like a juggernaut on paper only to freeze when the pressure reaches its peak. Capello isn't just speaking from the sidelines. He experienced the exhaustion of the English system firsthand during his own tenure, blaming the lack of a winter break for the physical burnout that often hits the players by the time summer tournaments arrive. Remember the Euro 2020 final? That's exactly what he's talking about. England took an early lead, then pulled back, retreating into a shell instead of burying their opponent. To Capello, that wasn't just tactics, that was fear in action. Now, the burden falls on Thomas Tuchel. After Gareth Southgate brought the team within inches of glory on multiple occasions, Tuchel has been brought in to clear that final hurdle. The qualification run looked perfect, but recent friendly struggles against Uruguay and Japan have raised eyebrows. Is it just rust, or are we seeing those same old cracks appearing before the World Cup even kicks off? Tuchel's mission is clear. He has to banish the fatigue and dismantle the psychological barrier that prevents England from playing with the freedom they show in the Premier League. If he can't flip that switch, the upcoming World Cup in North America might be another story of what could have been. What do you think? Is it physical burnout or just a mental block? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on the road to the World Cup. At the end of the day, talent alone doesn't lift trophies. The teams that win are the ones that refuse to be afraid of their own success. Is it finally coming home, or is the dream falling apart before our eyes? Welcome back to the channel, where today we are diving deep into the turbulent state of the England men's football team as we edge closer to the World Cup. Former boss Fabio Capello isn't pulling any punches, claiming the squad is playing with fear. A stinging critique that echoes the frustration of fans everywhere who have watched the Three Lions stumble against Japan and struggle to find their rhythm without Harry Kane. It is not just the performance on the pitch causing a stir. We are seeing a storm of off-field chaos, from fans being fleeced by extortionate train prices in Boston and New York to bizarre technical glitches with Nike's latest kits. Even the logistics of the tournament feel like a hurdle, with pubs in Fife scrambling for extended hours just to accommodate the erratic scheduling. Yet, amidst the gloom, there are sparks of hope. You have hungry talents like Watkins on a mission to prove their worth, and Alex Scott remains steadfastly optimistic, declaring they are going to bring it home. But can Thomas Tuchel navigate this minefield? With names like Phil Foden not even guaranteed a spot, and the pressure mounting after a winless streak against top 20 sides, the tactical experiments are starting to look more like desperate gambles. So, what is the verdict? Should we trust the process or prepare for heartbreak? Head down to the comments and let me know if you think Tuchel has the answers. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest World Cup analysis as the tournament draws near. After all, in international football, the difference between legend and legacy is often decided by a single whistle. Are you ready for the drama? We always talk about the destination, the sold-out stadiums, the roar of the Wembley crowd, and the glory of lifting the trophy. But have you ever stopped to wonder where the magic actually starts? It doesn't begin under the bright lights of professional fame. It starts in the quiet corners of our world, the muddy local parks, the cracked pavement of the playgrounds, and the narrow streets where friendships are forged through a ball and a goalpost made of hoodies. This is the heart of England football, and it is where every legendary career takes its very first breath. These are our true origins, the unpolished, raw foundation of everything we love about the game. We want to take you back to those roots and follow the journey from the very first kick to the world stage. So, if you want to see the DNA of the beautiful game, make sure to follow England Football on X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube today. Because before you can reach the top, you have to remember exactly where you started. And for every great player, the journey is just as beautiful as the destination.